Joseph, it's me, Arch. Last few months playing Lost Ark have been fun, but unfortunately, all the good things eventually end, and it feels like I am getting burnout syndrome. It's just exhausting. For whatever reason, in the surprisingly dead zone of these three, the game started to not feel fun. It's like you cannot play the game to have fun. Instead, the game gives you this vibe that it's basically a job, and you work the job to get paid money. And then you take all the money to casino and lose the money trying to hone your gear. What's worse, it's not just about doing one job. The game is heavily alt focused, but the alternative characters aren't just, alternative characters, they are part of the progression. So you have to do second job, third job, fourth job, fifth job, sixth job, so that you get resources to progress your main character. Which basically, I don't even know if it can be considered playing alts at that point. It's basically one huge, exhausting job for which you get paid money that you lose inside of the honing casino, which is, god damn it, awful. This is most likely the highest offender of the game, the honing, and maybe not even the honing itself, it's just, it's not tuned well. I mean, you have to fail so many times to get the artisan energy. And look at how many resources you spent when you get successful the first try and when you get successful the last possible try. The range is insanely large, and that's making the game exhausting as hell. It's seriously exhausting. I mean, I would like to turn the game on, do a few daily tasks and, enjoy some kind of social aspect, play the game for fun. I mean, you get the trash it, task that you have to do daily in, I don't know, hour or two away, and then you enjoy yourself. But even with the rested bonus, in Lost Ark, it feels like you always have to be on schedule to do the events so that you can progress. You have to grind your main character and all the else so that you can progress. And it doesn't seem like there is room to just goof off and, enjoy the game. It's always just working, and getting frustrated losing the money inside of the casino. I don't know. It's kind of a problem, and perhaps the game wouldn't be so bad if the dead zone had been reworked before releasing the game in Europe. They added the events to try to hide the issue with the honing itself, because you get all these materials, all these honing chances books, so it may seem better than it actually is. But even with those books, you can fail hone so many times to get fed up with the game. And that's most likely the main issue. The game is kind of losing my focus and interest. The honing. Why is honing so bad? I mean, the stuff inside of the game is already kind of, let's be honest, it's kind of overpriced. The skins aren't cheap, considering that you play so many characters. Then you buy a lot of skins, and mounts are released in many color variants. And if you want to dye your gear, you also have to spend resources. Basically, the game is already gathering tons of money from the players, even without the gambling honing system, which is bad. So I'm not sure why does it have to be so brutally bad. Imagine that honing would work on, let's say a system that you can fail once or twice, then you get artisan energy. It would still suck, but at least it would be somewhat bearable compared to the situation that is ongoing right now, especially hurting the social aspect. Because you can have a person who kind of flies through the game without issues, they are lucky, they hone well, so they get to the end game fast, leaving you behind. Which means that you cannot play with your friend, and that's most likely another main issue of the game, the inability to play with your friends if you want to progress somewhat. I'm not even gonna say efficiently. If you want to progress somewhat to reach the content release schedule in time, you cannot waste your time playing with friends. You have to focus on progression. Like, why would you play with your friend when you have so many odds to get the materials for your failed honing attempts and stuff? Yeah, it doesn't make sense. So getting your friends stuck kind of at different stages of the game and of progression makes it almost impossible if you want to progress to play with them. And I mean, what's the point of MMO game if you cannot play with your friends? The game is actively discouraging you from playing with your friend, aside from the something like, abyssal dungeons where there are vibe mechanics, and alright, it helps to have friends. The issue is the friends are not at the necessary level to do the content with. So you still are kind of stuck playing the game with strangers. And it's really difficult to socialize in the game. Like, really? With all the kind of cosmetic items and stuff, I expected the game to be similar to Final Fantasy XIV. Great social game where you can relax. You don't have to chase some honing. I expected the honing to be bad at the max level. I mean, you unlock all the content and then the honing becomes shit. No. The honing is shit already somewhere around D2, I would say. That's where I started failing till artisan energy, and it took already a while to get there. I'm afraid, unless the honing improves, the game is gonna be difficult to enjoy. So it might be for the best to protect one's sanity, to take short vacation from it, in hopes that there would be some sort of improvement. There are supposed to be the honing crates updated somewhat. They decided not to. Well, perhaps that's the reason why the players like me need a break from the game, because they decided not to make the life easier for the players who want to have fun. And that's most likely it from me. That's my reasoning why the game is at the moment sucking the energy out of me instead of bringing me joy. Which, games are kind of supposed to bring joy to your players. I know it's a business, but what kind of person is gonna give you money if they do not enjoy the product? There is a lot of room for improvement, especially in honing.